The history of different railway companies has been a major problem for us, one which we inherited from our forefathers. The train was always considered a strategic military tool. They had to be able to move army units from A to B as quickly as possible, so they did it by train. And to counter that, there were constant attempts to cause difficulties with different regulations, signals and track gauges. Today, a French driver doesn't know how to drive a German train and vice versa. In a French train, the accelerator handle is on the right and the brake is on the left. In a German train at the moment, it's the other way around. So it's difficult to work in a common system because of the technical history we've inherited. We had to find a solution.
And this is it, a common European train for a common continental railway. An intercity train able to cope with all signalling systems throughout Europe at up to 300 kilometers per hour. But it's taken 4 years of research just to develop this mock-up. They've started from scratch, redesigning traction systems, brakes, controls. They've even looked at interior design. And all so the new train is familiar to any European driver and will be familiar to any European passenger. And that included designing buttons which could be easily understood by all nationalities. Engineer Martin Schober coordinated the carriage design.
This train has a spacious entrance with bars to hold on to. We've also put the door opening buttons lower down for wheelchair users. And for the first time there's an emergency column which combines all functions like emergency stop, door opening and communication. There's an illuminated strip showing the exit if there's a power failure. There's another large space which allows access to the toilet, which is equally big inside so a wheelchair user can get in and maneuver the chair. For travellers with young children, there's a nappy changing table. There are several emergency buttons, all fitted with tactile symbols, and an SOS button at floor level for anyone who's fallen and needs help.
Claudia Wessner designed the driver's cab.
You can see here the crash elements which absorb energy and protect the driver in the event of an accident. These crash structures affect the whole concept of the front of the train, inside and out, because the engineering takes up a lot of space. In the middle there's the driver's seat, a bit like the nerve center which links man to machine. We've optimized the field of view, the sun protection is low enough, and below plenty of knee room. We've standardized the look of the driving position. It was really important to make it uniform, for instance to have the drive control and the brake control on the same side. And to optimize the ergonomics, we came up with a height adjustable instrument panel. If the driver has to get out quickly, he can easily turn to one side or the other and make a rapid exit.
The mock-up is a result of a joint effort by 37 partners, including railway operators and manufacturers. The research project is being coordinated by ModTrain, not far from Brussels Gare de Midi. They want to define the functional, electrical and mechanical interfaces of the locos and carriages of the future. ModTrain's chairman, Fontanel, believes trains are a symbol of continued European integration.
As trains now cross more and more borders, all drivers, for example, need to find themselves in the same environment. But it's also very useful to have more interchangeable operation systems like air conditioning, door control, public address and communication systems.
At this research simulator in northern France, engines of the past are witnessing the birth of the loco of the future. Drivers from all over Europe have been testing a layout aimed at controlling a 200-metre-long train in 6 different scenarios, including high-speed runs, short hops with lots of stations, even emergencies.
At signal 5-1.
Train master speaking. Train master speaking. Passenger, yes.
Austrian driver and instructor Stefan Rameda has come here twice to work on different control configurations, and his feedback is crucial to develop the definitive common version. He believes the design of functional displays will be key to guarantee more reliable and safer trains on the European railways of tomorrow.
Signal 5-1.5. Over.
A really important point for me is the display. We've got 4 screens available, which must all be able to do the same thing. That is, always the same functions and procedures. That makes the driver's job easier, because it's really difficult when you're concentrating on the trip to deal with lots of different controls.
After each test, the drivers give their verdict on this mock-up control panel. And the developers pay close attention. Dennis Miglianico is one of them. He's listened carefully to the views of 17 drivers from different European countries. Once they find common ground, the control panel is redesigned and tested again.
Quand un conducteur souhaite, par exemple, changer la position de cet équipement,
when a driver wants to have a control moved, we ask him why he wants to make the change. Is it simply because he's used to that equipment being there, or if there's a good reason? And there might be a good reason. For example, I want this control there because perhaps I want to be able to brake and at the same time answer the phone, which is on the left.
Et décrocher le combiné téléphonique qui est sur la gauche.
It's a mammoth project. Once all the harmonised specifications have been agreed, it'll be up to train makers to put them into practice. They'll have to include the new standards in their bid tenders so that tomorrow's European trains are all pulling in the same direction, technologically speaking, at least.